Good afternoon, folks. This is Hunter Jackson again with Giant Recreation World, Winter Garden, Florida. Hey, I apologize. This video is very likely to be going up later, either today on Friday or on Saturday, but we've got one for you. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 2026 Coachmen Northern Spirit, the 2560 RK. RK standing for rear kitchen. This is a really interesting couples coach that could be used for either traveling or even possibly full-timing. So lots to talk about in here. There's a few features that really stood out to me. So without further ado, let's get right into this review. Let's go. Alrighty guys, and before I show you the outside and then the inside on this RV, I did want to share a couple of things. Now this particular unit is just shy of 6,000 pounds dry, so it's going to be very F-150 capable as far as your towing. It's also just shy of 30 feet, so excellent for getting into those state and national parks. And then lastly, this unit here and behind me with all the options has an MSRP of about $60,000-ish or so, but I'm going to include a link to the sale price down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd please like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, I'd appreciate it. Let's get right into it. Alrighty folks, and just like normal, let's start off on the front on the 2026 Coachmen Northern Spirit 2560 RK. Right here, first thing that I'm going to be noticing is going to be this molded fiberglass front cap, accompanied by an automotive grade windshield that is much bigger than what you're typically seeing, letting a lot of light up into that bedroom area. Moving you down below, we do have a power front tongue jack on this unit, which is a nice feature to see, as well as two 20-pound LP tanks. Now these are the same ones that you can exchange at most any gas station. Very quickly, Coachmen has included a spare tire on this unit as well as a battery disconnect. But moving you down the side of the coach and starting to get into a few different features, firstly is going to be our pass-through storage compartment. Very nice pass-through going on in here. Now one thing that Coachmen has done with their Apex line is they've started dropping the frame. I wouldn't mind seeing that out of Northern Spirit as well. It gives you a little bit more head height on the inside. But moving inside, you can see that we are aluminum framed and they've carried that underneath their bed here. Over off to the right hand side, they've included a 3/4 to 1/4 bit adapter to do your manual stabilizing jacks. We've got two up here in the front as well as two more over in the back. And jumping back into that pass through, just a couple more quick items. This is going to be the controls for your LED headlights or cap lights. I did have them on, but with the sun today, you probably couldn't see them. And then a cool feature that Northern Spirit includes on all of their campers is going to be this fishing rod holder up here. It's a very neat idea. I'm sure you could probably fit snow skis, although a lot of people don't have those down here in Florida. But this is a nice little storage compartment. Final thing, very quickly, this unit does come with a 200-watt solar panel, and this is where that charge controller is located. But then backing it up a little bit, talking about our sidewall construction, like with all Coachmen laminated fiberglass products, we're going to have our fiberglass on the outside as well as our outside and inside layer of Azdel, which is that composite material that's 99.9% impervious to water, rot, mildew. It's also half the weight of wood, which is going to make this unit very easily towed. And one thing that I like about Coachmen Northern Spirit is going to be their naming structure, believe it or not. So 2560 RK, the 25 is going to refer to the box. It's a 25-foot box, 29 feet 9 inches tip to tail. But then the 60 portion refers to the weight, so it's just shy of 6,000 pounds. Moving you down a little bit longer, we are going to have an outside kitchen area, which is nice. I mean, this is a good sized trailer. You're going to be spending some time out here with our duck friends, and you're going to be cooking and having the ability to put a couple of waters or, adult beverages up in this refrigerator here. They have also included an outside TV hookup, our outside 110 ports. And then I missed it, but we're gonna go back just a little bit. This is gonna be a tandem axle coach. Now, nothing fancy or schmancy to talk about on the tires, but what I do wanna draw your attention to is that they've spread the axle back here, which is, again, gonna help with that towability going down the road. Widening those tires out creates more stability when going forward. We also are gonna have 3 solid steps going up into the main door, well, the only door. Swinging us back so you can see a little bit better. Nice big window here on the campsite. We've got a massive awning that goes all the way across. It gives our door the ability to open, as well as the LED light strip that's underneath there. And then swinging you around to the back, this is gonna be our rear window where our rear kitchen is located, and we're gonna get a better look at it once we get inside. But just above that window is where our Furrion backup camera prep is located. Over to the left-hand side, we've got some LED taillights, our, microwave exhaust. There we go, words are working. We do have an on-demand Fagatti hot water heater, and this is a strange placement. I actually would have preferred it over on that side, but this is gonna be a water connection point, so you could spray off your stinky slinky out of your 4-inch steel bumper. However, I would have preferred it been over on the right-hand side, more conveniently located next to that kitchen. Moving over to the business or tail end of this coach, not a ton going on back here aside from our electrical connection conveniently located at the rear, satellite and TV hookups. We do have our city water connection here, and then this particular unit is going to be on a rack and pinion style slide mechanism. Now, it's worth noting that the Northern Spirit line is not laminating their sidewalls for their slide boxes. However, the rack and pinion is by far the most reliable within the industry, and I'm really, really happy to see it on this coach. Let me go ahead and move my way to the other side. We had these RVs a little bit too close to be squeezing by that slide box, but I did want to talk about this because it's one of the features that I like seeing when they're next to one another, not like this, and that's going to be our black tank flush. Happy to see that we have one, but setting it next to the city water connection will make it so you can do just one hose coming in. We're going to have our furnace exhaust here on the back side. Working our way up, this is going to be where we fill our onboard water tanks. And then this is going to be the back side of where our pass-through storage is located. You can see lots of passing through, but where we really, really want to look is over here on the right-hand side. Here in 2026, Coachmen is adding Starlink prep to all of their units, the Apex, the Northern Spirit, and the Freedom Express line. You can feed that cord right up through here. We've got a connection point, and then just on the other side where the bedroom is located is where you can plug in that router at. Let me go ahead and back it off and get you one more look at the front end of the 2026 Coachmen Northern Spirit 2560 RK. All right, and working our way inside, getting your first looks on the 2026 2560 RK. I pointed it out last time, but Coachmen is including these nice door mats right as you walk in the door. But check this out. Very, very well laid out floor plan, especially for 2, but you could make it work with the grandkids. We'll show you this bed that drops down here in a moment. But right off the bat, right as you walk in the door, we're going to have some shoe storage located down here. They've given you 2 additional drawers, and while they're lower drawers, they are drawers for storage here. Moving you up and over, this is going to be where our control panel is located. We've got our slide controls, awning controls, a few of our light switches, as well as our water pump. And then right as you walk in the door, you are greeted with this nice little hutch here, which is an excellent place to be able to, drop off your keys or, bug spray, things that you're going to have right next to the campsite. They have included some storage in below here as well. Kind of a strange triangular storage, but I like that we haven't wasted the space. And then moving you back a little bit, really enjoyed that they've backlit this cabinet here. You could turn it into something fancy, maybe put some pictures in there. I don't know, maybe the glass is too smoked, but it is a very nice looking cabinet, and I like the LED illumination that's going on. Backing you off, This is probably one of my favorite features, as stupid as it sounds, is going to be this pantry area here. I think they did a very nice job. I love the label. It looks nice and classy. They've again done that backlighting. But one thing that stood out to me is every single one of these shelves has a lip on it, and it makes sense. If the RV is going that way, the food will try to go this way. And so I like that we've included those lips on all 3 of those shelves. But spinning you around, let's go ahead and start working our way from the back to the front. And this is going to be where that rear kitchen portion is located. So huge strengths of the rear kitchen is going to be the amount of countertop space. As you can see, I've got the sink laid down right now. But even over to the left-hand side, this would be an excellent place for a coffee bar, an air fryer, convection oven, something like that. We do have some storage back in here. Just some taller, not sure what you'd use it for, but it is a storage compartment. Moving you up above, we're going to have 3 cabinets, all identical in size, up here with that continued smoked glass look. Same thing with these 2 that are directly above the sink. They have carried it through the back there. This is going to be I think an exhaust pipe for probably our gray tank would be my guess. Same thing on the other side, a red goodie bag for whoever gets to take this unit home. But I told you I'd give you a better view. Really enjoy this nice big window here in the rear. I do believe that was a change they made from 25 to 26. But moving below the sink, we've got 3 drawers for some excellent storage. They're pulling all the way out. They are stapled on the side, so that's worth noting. And then directly below the sink, I already cheated it this week, so I know, but unfortunately, everything is going to have a shelf, so we're not going to necessarily have the ability to just tuck a trash can up underneath the sink area. It doesn't mean that you couldn't make a modification, but it's worth noting. Again, nice big height going on in here. I like that they've set the drawer the shelf not necessarily in the center, but they put it down a little bit, giving you storage for taller items in here. We've got a nice little towel holder over off to the left-hand side. And then overall, just a good, decent sink. I mean, this is a pretty classic sink. I don't think there's anything fancy or schmancy going on. We've got our little sprayer up above. They have not included our drink sprayers, so I don't know if those are slowly going away or what, but it is a steel deep sink. Very nice. And then just to the right of that is going to be where our Magic Chef 3-burner oven/grill is located. Down below here, we've got our oven, not super big, but it'll be just big enough to get the biscuits baking in the morning. Same thing with these 3 stovetop burners up here. They've included a nice cutting board here in the rear and a place to store it. And then finally, just a regular, easy peasy microwave. So you've got the ability to bake your potatoes, pop your popcorn, but we've got the oven down below for any serious baking. Backing you up a little bit, we are going to have a 10 cubic foot, 12 volt Furrion refrigerator. And I think I say it every time, but it's a little strange. Even after being plugged in just for a few minutes, these 12 volts really do cool quite efficiently and quickly. You may have even been able to see the condensation coming out just then. Backing it off a little bit, this is going to be a theater seat option that we have put on this coach. Now over on the left and the right hand side, we've got some additional storage for your remotes. Here in the middle, is this pulling down? It is pulling down. Nice, here we go. So there's 2 cup holders here in the middle. Both of these are going to be on your manual pulls, which that's fine. It's 2 less motors on your coach. Swing that back up and you can turn it back into a love seat. We've got 2 windows directly in behind, which if we didn't have a camper there, you'd have some good views going on. Both of these windows, along with every other window, with the exception of the sink window, this window over here, are going to be on your pull blackout roller shades. This one is going to be the metal twist knobby style. And then backing off just a little bit, this is going to be where your dinette is located, although it could also be an excellent place to have a couple of extra guests here in the morning. Let me go ahead and drop this down and show you in bed mode. Alrighty guys, in demonstrating this bed very quickly, there's a couple extra features that I do want to show you. One of them being this televator bed lift in behind the dinette area. check this out. So with the push of a button right here, your TV will come right up. And sits directly across from where our theater seating is over here. Second thing that we're going to take a peek at is there is storage underneath the other side of the dinette. Don't forget, this is the shoe storage side is over here. But then dropping this down into bed mode, it's a very classic, oh my goodness gracious, table with post situations. You will run into that every now and again, but you're going to pop this table down into place here. I get it all the way in. There we go. Rearrange your cushions, and in the span of about 30 seconds or so, we do have the ability to sleep another person. Now on this particular floor plan, one thing that's unique is we still have quite a bit of space to put an air mattress down here, so we could in theory sleep probably 5 if we're counting the couch over here. We're talking children, but 5. Now on your length and width of this, lengthwise, we're a little bit short for me at 6'2" with these shoes on. However, again, kids would fit just fine. Width-wise would be appropriate. Again, I think it's comfortable enough. It's probably about a twin size bed here, but the length is going to be a little bit lacking for your taller adults. But overall, solid dinette setup. All right, and about the same amount of time as it took to break it down, setting it back up was very easy. One thing I noticed though while setting it up is they have included power 110 ports here on the back side of the dinette, making this capable of being like a workstation area. But then working our way towards the front of the coach, over on the left hand side, right as you enter, and I will point out, it does not interfere with the slide coming in at all. Very, very nice. This is going to be where our bathroom is located. This is a nice little RV bathroom here. The shower is actually a really, really good size. We're looking at a 30 by 36 inch shower with a porcelain toilet. Nice. Over on the right is where our sink setup is. To be expected to have a sink, but they've included 2 different medicine cabinets. So they've got one offset from the sink here. Very classic medicine cabinet with the bottom opened up still for those easy to access items. And then a little bit deeper, like almost linen storage or possibly extra toilet paper, cleaning supplies. And to round out your storage, down here on the bottom, we've got another compartment like the height. We could put a trash can in here. And then over on the right hand side, just 3 shelves. They do have small, maybe 1/4 inch or so lips, but we've got 3 shelving units going on here. I always like to point out they have included our hot water heater controls in the restroom as well as our GFCI plug. But then backing off and swinging around, giving you a little bit of perspective on the shower. Very, very comfortable shower. Let me get you up and over. We've got lots of elbow room going on in here. Plenty of head height, probably a good 6 inches still above my head. We do have a non-upgraded shower nozzle, but that's something that you could switch out. But overall, very, very solid bathroom design. One thing I do like as you leave, now if you want to make sure you're clothed, but we've got a nice window here so you'll be able to see out at the campsite right as you exit the restroom and work your way over into the master bedroom area. So, talked about it right as we started this video today. We've got a nice big window that goes across, so they've got 2 separate spots, one on bottom, one on top. Both of these do include your blackout shades here. Now over on the left hand side and the right hand side of the bed, they are going to be identical to one another. We've got some hanging storage with a removable shelf, and they've included the hanger up above. They've ran some power 110 ports down below. And in the back side here, we've got some USB-A, USB-Cs, as well as 2 more 110 plugs located just below where those reading lights are. Up above, another cabinet. Now this would be an interesting spot. Not sure what we're going to put in here because sometimes they'll carry it all the way across, but maybe a place for some socks and drawers and shoes and whatever you want to put up in there. Backing you around, one place that sometimes these north-south front beds sometimes lack, they forget to put storage over here on this side. So very happy to report that here on the bottom, we've got a nice big cabinet for whatever you want to put in there. And then up above, kind of hoping we see it. Yes, we do. They have an additional hanging shelf, and this is going to make a really big difference for those folks that are considering this unit for full timing, but still want to be traveling down the road. This unit does have windows on both the left and on the right hand side. However, only the left hand is going to be opening. And then as far as underbed storage, the Northern Spirit line does a really good job with their storage solution. So over on the right, we've got a nice little bench set up, and they've included 3 drawers. Now there's a shoe spot down here below. These drawers do pull all the way out, which is a big deal. Same thing on the other side here. And actually where I'm sitting is where Coachmen would intend for you to be putting your shoes on in the morning. So this is going to be helpful to folks out there. You can reach in, grab some socks real quick, reach below, grab your shoes, and in probably a couple of minutes or so, you're ready to get out there and start camping again. Let me go ahead and work my way up to the front and get you one more look at the 2026 Forest River Coachmen 2560 RK. Alrighty guys, thank you so much to everybody who made it to this point in the video. This concludes the 2026 Coachmen Northern Spirit 2560 RK. What a terrific couples floor plan. This doesn't really miss at any certain point. We've got excellent countertop space, an outside kitchen, a north-south facing bedroom that is actually really functional as far as your storage on the interior. Overall, I think Coachmen did an incredible job with this unit, but I'm curious on what your thoughts are. Do you foresee any issues down the road with this particular floor plan, or does it kind of check all the boxes? So, thank you so much again for watching. This is Hunter with Giant Recreation. If you would please like, comment, subscribe, it would mean the world to me. Thank you so much. I'll see you next Friday. Later.